Hello, welcome to Weekly MTG. I'm Steve Sanu, and alongside me is...
not Blake Rasmussen.
Not Blake Rasmussen. Blake is on vacation. If he's watching this, Blake, go be on vacation. But yeah, when Blake's not here, we get to do what we want, which is a super cool way to live. And
it's a lot of pressure.
A lot of pressure. Blake is a very good host. To get things out of the way, today we will not be making any announcements. There's no new news today. New news. New news. Say that. News.
Yes.
As the kids like to say. There is no new news. We will have no announcements today. So if you were tuning in for something like that, you're welcome to stick around. We're going to play some games. We might do some arena drafting, MTG arena drafting, where we'll look at Twitch chat, see what they want us to pick, and see if we can be guided that way.
Lead us blindly into the void.
Yes, indeed. We're also going to be crafting some characters for Ravnica. We're talking about Ravnica D&D, Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica.
Yeah, I'm a massive D&D nut. I don't know if we've talked much about this, but I play a lot of D&D in my free time.
I did know that. I did know that about you. So we're going to play some games, and later on in the stream, we'll switch over to Arena, draft a little. We'll take some questions from chat. Of course, there are things that we can't answer and stuff that we can't answer, so we'll do our best to answer what we can.
Yeah.
But otherwise, we're just in for a fun 1 hour of games. And first, we're gonna talk about D&D because you are very familiar with D&D. I am not. I played a little bit of D&D, a little bit of tabletop role playing, but I haven't played a whole lot of it. So the most experience I probably have is with Guildmaster's Guide because we did a great episode with James Wyatt as our guest where we actually created a character in real time. For those of you out there, I would totally recommend that you do that. Looking at Twitch chat, yes, Elaine was supposed to be on today, but unfortunately scheduling made it so that we had to change things up a little bit. So sorry about that. If you were expecting Elaine, we're hoping to have her on another show very soon. Yeah. So let's talk about Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica and D&D in general, Nate. So one of the things that you sort of filled me in on before we started the show was that character creation is like a lot of fun, something that we experienced with James on a previous episode. You guys should totally go look up. Yep. And we sort of wanted to go over how you might create a Ravnica character that might be a little bit out of step with what people might consider a traditional guildie, if you will.
Yeah.
Somebody that sort of breaks the mold. Of that kind of thing.
It definitely, for me, like when I play D&D, it's something that I really enjoy is exploring the space that we're given to play around with the character classes and stuff like that, because there are very prescribed or potentially prescribed ways. People like think of the classic fantasy tropes. Like you have an idea of what a fighter is, you have an idea of what a cleric is.
Yes, I have an idea of that in my head. Yeah,
and finding ways that you can use the kits that you're provided to like skirt the edges for that. And Ravnica, like Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica, gives some really, really cool ways to go about that because character creation starts from, James talked about this, that you start with the guilds first, and guild identity first. So.
And we have a chart that is in the Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica book that our technical director, Sean, just pulled up. Thank you very much, Sean. Here. Thank you very much for pulling that up. So I'm gonna take this so that I can see a version of it as well.
Yeah.
What I love about character creation is that they really go into this is a really cool flow chart. I think that lets you sort of get to where you need to be. So it's, as you guys can see on the screen, it's questionnaire what's important to me. Yeah. Right. So this is not just what's important to me, but what you want to be important for your character. Right.
Yeah. And it's the fun thing about this is, again, like for people who are first timers to Dungeons and Dragons, you have the ability to kind of follow through with what would you personally want to do.
Sure.
And the more you've played it, the more characters you like. I've made dozens of characters over the years, so I just like completely ignore what I would want to do and try to figure out what my character's interested in, which is the other way you can go about it. So.
And for those of you following along at home, if you have your own Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica, we've got character. We actually have a cool question from Backdoor Shady Dealer in chat. If you were the DM, would you allow a Centaur player to be in Golgari rather than Selesnya? That actually feeds into exactly what we were going to talk about.
Absolutely. Yeah, like I don't work on the D&D team, but I think that I can actually say this and won't get yelled at. These are really like the source books they're tools. They're toolkits that you guys can use to help inform the campaigns that you run, but they're just meant to be guidance. They're not express rules. Like if you have a reason to want to have a Centaur be a part of Golgari, you can do that. We have that before actually, and like I think the key is if you can find a good thematic story reason for that to exist and you can explain it away, by all means, please do it. Like, you do you. The whole idea is for you to be the storyteller. So.
That's one of the things I like about this book. I think somebody asked, hey, it's Brian, asked, where can you find MTG lore? You can find some of it in Guildmaster's Guide, actually. There's quite a bit of it in here. If you're looking for Ravnica, we also have some really great art books by our partners at Viz that are also written by James Wyatt. Some really great art in there, some really great story in there.
It's like he knows a lot about the stories.
It's like he knows a lot about the stories and
Magic,
crafting. James Wyatt is a veteran of the Dungeons & Dragons team before he came over to Magic, and he does a great job. So actually, with the Centaur thing, I would love, Nate, maybe we should theorycraft what it would be like to have a Centaur be in Golgari, right?
Sure. I mean, at the end of the day, I did some thinking about what we could do as far as classes for the various guilds, and Golgari is an interesting one because you have the whole concept of like life and death and the parity that exists between them, and you end up with things like death clerics and anything that focuses on kind of the death domain being a central element to them. And then they have the crawl, which is like kind of their space as well, that is like filled with warriors, so like fighters and stuff makes sense as well. I think that if I were going to have a centaur, like I always picture centaurs as being super old and crotchety. I don't know why that is. It's just like the thing that I've run with, and I really like the idea of having a crotchety old centaur that happens to be old enough that he's either on the verge of death or has already passed that verge effectively,
and is somehow
either
ended up
a lich or reanimated or something like that.
So for those of you, there is actually a page on centaurs, page 15 in the Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica. It's for, and maybe Sean will be able to pull it up for us up here. Here we go.
Hey.
Thank you, Sean. So yeah, you can sort of see where it is centaurs and Ravnica tend to be aligned, but you can have centaurs not just aligned to Gruul or Selesnya, even though that's where they're most likely found. You could probably have find a way to have an Azorius centaur, or even a non-guild aligned centaur, if that's what you wanted.
A lot of it comes down to character motivations, more or less. Like if you've got a good reason for centaurs, which like centaurs have strong family bonds, I believe, is one of the things that the book calls out about them. So if you've got a reason for something to have happened in a centaur's life to cause it to become fascinated by death and the cycle of life effectively, I don't think that the Golgari are going to ever turn away someone who's interested in like effectively their tenets.
I hope
so. That's definitely something that you can hold on to. Like you mentioned, it's funny. One of the characters that I created in some of the playtests that we did for Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica was an Azorius centaur.
Yeah.
That like. Is a grizzled old Azorius beat cop, effectively. I didn't want to do like the law mage route because that's what a lot of other people were rolling up. I wanted to just do like a beat cop, effectively, in the Azorius. And he was just I think he got picked up on the idea of law and order. Had something in his backstory where he like had some bad run-ins with the Gruul clans, and because of that, just like became incredibly drawn to law and order, and signed up with the Azorius. And then over time got really jaded with the whole like everything's got to be protocol and stuff like that. And he's a centaur, so like his buddies, his partners kept using him as like a cop car effectively to get places. And just having your partner like ride you to the like scene is just that gets old after a while. So eventually, just like was 1 week away from retirement, clearly getting too old for this nonsense. He's named Murtaugh, by the way. Is a very clever name.
Yeah, that seems very appropriate in this particular case.
Ended up like. And trying to figure out a way to actually turn that into a character in the game. Like I wanted him to be a fighter, but because he was 1 week away from retirement, and like not gonna put himself in like danger's way, so ended up rolling a Battlemaster fighter because they're good at controlling like the battlefield. Like oh yeah, that's a good idea. You should probably get that guy over there. Like
I'm gonna
attack that guy. Yeah.
I'm gonna stay here.
He's gonna sit in the back. You go do your fighting. Like we'll be cool.
There was there was sort of an exercise we did at one point talking about what. It would be like to grow up as somebody that was, say, like Gruul aligned in the Azorius Guild, right? Like you were born into the 10th district, right? That's the Azorius 10th district, So if you were Gruul, maybe you would become a bounty hunter, right?
Sure.
Yeah, if you're in there, so you would be able to get to do all your Gruul aligned things would be through the lens of what you were brought up to believe, which is like law and order and bring criminals to justice, just like it would be in a very gruel way.
That's a good way to think about things too. That's really cool. Like, just because you happen to be aligned with a particular guild doesn't mean that like your essential tenets need to be like you still adhere to the same general, like you said, law and order, the basic principles and tenets that they've got, but there's a whole lot of room for self-expression with your character around that.
Like if you were an Azorius guild, somebody that felt they were Azorius aligned, born into Orzhov, maybe you would be an actual just tax collector. Like maybe you're just the tax collection service, right? Like you're the accountant, right? Yeah. It's really cool. I think Ravnica represents a really cool lens through which you can think about this stuff.
Yeah.
And I love tools like the Guildmaster's Guide, because even if you don't play D&D, one, maybe you'll get interested in playing D&D, which would be great.
Yeah.
But you also get the opportunity to think about Magic from a different lens.
Yeah.
You know, from a different, and that's we do that all the time in this building, right? It's a lot of what ifs, or wouldn't it be cool ifs, or you know, that sort of thing, which I think is really great. What are some other we'll say interesting tidbits that you found while using this book in your D&D experiences?
It's funny because like you mentioned something that I hadn't thought of before when you're talking about being aligned with one guild but growing up in another guild effectively. One of the guilds that I was super interested in building for was Rakdos.
Yeah.
Because like I've never really aligned very strongly with Rakdos in kind of anything that I've done, but I love the idea of this just like cabal of improv kids just like lock people up and keep their audiences captive, put on these insane shows. But like one of the things that you learn, like if you've done improv or worked with any sort of like creative group, like that group and the group that you play with, like they're family to you, and they become super, super tight knit. And I'm 100% positive that even within the Rakdos guild, there are definitely troops within the Rakdos guild or the cult that are like super tight knit, like family as well. And that is very much like when you think of tight knit community, that kind of stuff. Those are very Selesnya feelings. And so finding somebody who is within the cult of Rakdos and are very like clearly like gleeful slaughter and like play and all sorts of very over-the-top performance aspects of things, but they're doing it with the same people that they consider family effectively at this point, is a way of porting in something from one guild into another that like does make perfect sense to me now that I think about it. And it's like one of the Rakdos characters I ended up making. That was one of their background hooks actually. Was they were a part of a like troop that got a little too wild one night, and there ended up being this big brawl between them and like the Boros and the Azorius that came in to try to shut things down when it got a little too ridiculous. And he was the only member of his troop that survived effectively, and so he's just this like dagger thrower. Ranger.
Blade juggler.
Blade juggler ranger. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Naming actual cards.
Yeah.
Seeing a question about the book specific, how come the Minotaur race doesn't have their age, maturity, and longevity listed? Will errata be released with this info? I have absolutely no idea what the answer to that question is. I do not know, but you know, that is a great question to ask the D&D team.
Yes.
On one of their streams. You can find them on twitch.tv/DND. D, the letter N, and the letter D.
You can also check them out on Twitter if you want to.
Yeah.
They are, I think, Wizards D&D.
I believe so.
Is there maybe Wizards_D&D? But you can always tweet at them there and ask them all the questions. Their CMs are really good and really responsive to questions like that.
But yeah, it's a great question. We don't know the answer. So yeah, I really get a kick out of this book, and it makes me really happy that we're starting to do more stuff like this, like putting more stuff about our story, and letting people engage with Magic in a way that we might not have been able to do in the past. So
I totally
really
agree.
Great.
I came up through Magic as a like hardcore competitive player. That's the thing that I cared about more than anything else. And I've been playing for a very long time now.
Yes, and I would go so far to say that that you are very old.
I am very old.
You're extremely old.
Thank you, Steve.
You're an old man.
Yeah, but
that's why we call him Old Man Nate.
That's
around the office.
that's what's on my my name tag.
Yeah. He has a vanity plate on his car that says Old Man Nate.
That's accurate.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's not accurate.
Not accurate.
Not accurate.
No, but it's over time that like the story for Magic's always been great, and I have collected a lot of the old books. Like Blake and I harp on this all the time, but like we love the old novel Arena. Like just it is amazing. I keep a copy of it.
You and a lot of different people, man.
Yeah, man.
It's not just you
so
guys.
good. Like, but I love a lot of the old Magic stories. I love the lore that we've gotten. It's really really cool to take everything and have it ported over to like another game's engine effectively in D&D. And like D&D is just it's a storytelling vehicle more than anything else. So you get to take advantage of all of the work that like the awesome people on the creative team here put into building the worlds and take it to create your own stories. And so you get to take a little side path off of the main story and to have a direct hand in how things play out moving forward. It's really really cool. And part of the reason that I enjoy this so much. I'm actually surprised you haven't played as much D&D as you had said before, because I'm like this. Seems like it's right up your alley as far as exactly what it is. I know you're a busy man.
Yeah, well, sometimes it's a question of time. I know a lot of people got into D&D when they were younger, right? And they had a lot of time on their hands, and that became a priority for them as they move forward. Magic was the same way for me, right? It was something that I prioritized as I got older. It's something that I always try to take time out for. Shout out to my friends in Portland. But it's and today, because I got into that habit, it's still something I take time out for. Yeah. With D&D, I never really got into having a regular group to game with because I moved around a lot when that would have been a reasonable thing to do. But it's something that I'm very interested in from a outsider's perspective. Getting to watch people play, especially when it's a Guildmaster's Guide campaign, when it's a Ravnica campaign. I know that Is the Broken Pact still going on?
It is.
Yes. Shout out to quick plug for the Broken Pact, which is it's called the Broken Pact, which is a D&D game set on Ravnica that is being streamed on Twitch on the D&D channel. No, the Magic channel. Both.
No, I think it's D&D.
D&D channel. Yeah. It's being streamed on the D&D channel, twitch.tv/D&D.
Hosted by
Sean, did we cut out? Oh, okay. Looked like we cut out for a second. Sorry about that.
Stop looking at screens, Steve.
Sorry. Yeah, so we're getting some really great, recommendations for Ravnica campaigns that are going on Twitch.
What are some other ones? What else can we shout out?
It says that By Law and Order is another great Ravnica campaign on Dice Friends.
Oh, that's
Dice
awesome.
Friends, yeah. What I love about Guildmaster's Guide especially, and I've said it many times during the stream so far, is that it gives people another avenue through which to enjoy Magic. Yep. And I'm always for people getting more ways to enjoy Magic. Like, it's awesome. We have this, we have Arena, we have the web fiction, we have a novel coming out soon. So it's a really great time to be interested in all things Magic, not just the game.
Yep,
which is cool.
No, I totally agree. And we've got some fun stuff coming up in the story too.
Yeah, we can't wait for people to hear about.
Man,
but
the worst part of working in this building is knowing the future things and not being able to talk about them when you're really excited.
I really feel like that's a mantra of Weekly, where we are very lucky to work here and be able to know what's coming. But unfortunately, we can't always say what's coming until it's ready. So
otherwise, we won't get to work here and know the future things anymore.
Exactly, and we want to make sure that we're still here, getting to talk about cool things with you.
Yeah.
Any other cool stories about Guildmaster's Guide? I mean, I know that there are a lot of really great D&D stories that you've had. I've heard dozens of them from you and Trick Jarrett, who I know plays in the game with you.
Yeah, he is one of the primary DMs for the campaign that we've got. I play every Tuesday night,
right?
As it is right now. I'm currently playing I'm playing a guy named Flint Floss. Which is
you have a nice
turquoise
for coming up with names.
Turquoise Jeep reference, yeah.
I like this, yeah. It's very good.
He's an Earth Genasi monk who, and I quote, "books are dumb," and it just happens to go around wanting to punch things. He's gone way of the four elements, but he's basically way of the one element because he only uses the rock abilities. But he's he's just a dumb, lovable idiot, more or less. He's done a lot of really ridiculous things, and it's a lot of fun to play. But I'm looking forward to putting more Guildmaster stuff out. Like I have only played one campaign with Guildmaster's Guide. I've just done I spend forever trying to make characters before I decide the one that I actually want to play, the one that I think has the most legs, effectively. Like the one I started with actually, because like you very clearly align with the Azorius.
I don't know where you would get that from. I have absolutely no idea where you would get that from.
No,
that
it's just
idea.
made up.
It's never something that's showcased on video ever. Not ever.
Yeah, I'm a Dimir.
I know.
Yeah, and which is probably not even true. To be real honest, I'm almost certainly more Simic than I am Dimir. I literally have a medical background.
Yes,
so
I know. Which is I'd love to have you back on. One of the things that I would love to do on the show at some point is have people back onto it and just talk about what their background is.
Because, holy hell, mine's ridiculous.
Oh, I know. I'm aware. Believe me, I'm aware. We've talked about this over many different lunches. For those of you that don't know, Nate and I are very, very good friends.
Yeah.
We hang out a lot outside of work, and
that would be a lot of fun.
It would be a lot of fun to have you back. It'd be a lot of fun to have some people in the tabletop studio back on just to talk about their backgrounds, and because you'd be surprised at how many. It's similar to a D&D game, actually. How many different types of people with different types of backgrounds work in this building. It's kind of amazing, actually.
Yep.
But yes, you do have a medical background.
Yeah. I'm almost certainly more Simic than I am Dimir, but I like Dimir more, so I'm just gonna go with them.
I'm almost certainly more probably Boros than I am actually Azorius, but I love Azorius so much.
You are a big fan of things.
I am.
Which I think if I'm going to call the line between Azorius and Boros, it's fandom or fanaticism that really drives the line for me.
Yeah.
So I'll call that.
I get that.
Yeah.
it's good.
But the first character I built up for an actual session that I was thinking about using was a Dimir character, and there's a ton of ways that you can run Dimir. I really liked the idea of a cleric, a death domain cleric, that was the living have their secrets, but the dead have their secrets too. So using speak with the dead,
especially in Magic.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
especially in Magic.
And so using the whole sphere of abilities that let you communicate with the dead or work with the dead in order to gain additional access to information that you might not have been able to get through other means was super important to me. I also thought it was kind of cool that you can play around with monks used to have an ability way back in the day. It was basically called induced catalepsy, I think. It's more or less play dead.
Sure.
And so there's ways for you to do things like that within the death domain for clerical spells too.
Okay.
And so doing things like that help for a weird sort of infiltration that was kind of cool. I also really liked the idea you think Dimir, you think rogue.
Which
makes any sort of rogue that can be kind of an infiltration or information gathering based rogue. I thought it'd be really cool to get one to a reasonable level as a rogue, and then just multi-class with one level of every other class.
because Dimir can have to impersonate everybody.
Yes, the idea is if you're gonna go play you're gonna gain your information by posing as a low-level law mage. It helps when you can do low-level law magic.
That makes sense. That's actually really cool. I didn't think about that. That's a good idea.
So that was one of the things that I was playing with early on. I really thought was an interesting idea. I've been trying to figure out what are some weird class combinations that you can put together. I also really like the idea of what if you're an Izzet member of the Izzet League, and what you are is a Izzet and Gruul both work for this. Actually, now that I think about it, it was originally a Gruul idea where.
Is it?
You have
yes.
But you get to be
still relevant.
I like the shamanic side of Gruul.
Yeah.
It's more interesting to me than the barbarian smash things down side of Gruul.
Right.
And so, what if you were a Feywild warlock effectively? So you got a Fey pact where all the person that you have or the entity that you have your pact with wants you to do is just wreak havoc, because Feywild, people from the Feywild or entities from the Feywild are kind of capricious in nature. So that seemed to fit kind of well. And you could do something similar with a, I don't remember what exactly they're called, the warlocks pact that is the otherworldly beings.
Yeah.
So you basically have, what's that? Outsider. Thank you.
Outsider. Thank you, Sean.
You basically just get to be you have all of these insane, crazy ideas, and your insane, crazy ideas come from this being beyond the stars, effectively just feeding you maddening gibberish. This seems like a really cool idea for, running an off-the-wall, ridiculous, scientist, effectively.
Sure. We actually have a question in chat. How would y'all flavor an Azorius Ranger?
Oh, this is actually something that we had in one of our playtest sessions.
Oh wow, awesome.
Urban Rangers are great on Ravnica for very obvious reasons.
Yeah.
It's just a giant city. Like Steve mentioned it earlier, Bounty Hunters are really, really cool ways for you to take a lot of classes. And I think that Bounty Hunter has a really nice intersection. Like it's one of the background options that you can choose that aligns really well with Rangers and their abilities. And honestly, you could go kind of wherever you wanted to with Rangers that line them up with Azorius. But your whole goal is you're almost certainly on the line of using your ability to track people or track
track down criminals.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like you're the headhunter that gets called in when like someone really egregious comes in.
I love that intersection between Azorius and Dimir, where I just picture this this like detective, right? This like grizzled private eye that's like, you know, in smoke-filled offices, like being all mysterious and being like, well, I'll take your case and I'll find him, but know that you're probably not going to like what I find, right? Like stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that. Speaking of different ways to engage with Magic and Ravnica specifically, I really enjoy Commander. Yeah. We all enjoy Commander around here. But one of the issues that I've found is that these days, I need to have a deck for all different levels of play. So, for example, the deck that I use when I'm playing with Blake, Blake is a Commander fiend. His decks are extremely powerful.
Blake's a jerk.
He's my co-host, so I can't say that. But
I can say that.
So he can say it. Blake, if you're watching, I did not tell him to say that.
Also, stop watching and go on vacation.
Yeah, go on vacation, Blake. But yeah, so the deck that I use for playing with Blake is going to be different than the deck that I used playing with you, that I used playing with my
you notice that
play
subtle, like, oh, you're not on Blake's level, Nate.
Like, I didn't say it was better or worse. I said it was different.
No, it was different. Come on now. I can read between the lines.
So one of the things that I've been trying to do is sort of theorycraft and build decks that have a theme, not because they tend to be less powerful, but because they tend to be a little more fun for people to watch, more fun for people to play with and engage with. So the deck that I've built most recently is a Gates deck. I built a Gates deck, no Shocklands, so no Ravnica Shocklands at all. It's all 11 Gates that exist, Maze's End, and tries very, very hard to play as many Gates Matter cards as possible. I've tested it a little bit so far. It's a lot of fun. Would love to try it out at some point against real people, which hopefully I'll be able to. But it's a cool way. The Backdoor Shady Dealer wants to know, what Commander decks are you currently running? Nate, what are you currently running?
All right, I have my primary deck is an Edric Spymaster of Trest deck, but it's like it's a blue-green group hug deck. Like all it wants to do is let everybody get a whole bunch of mana, play a lot of lands, draw a lot of cards, and do dumb stuff. Like it accelerates people into doing dumb stuff, but has enough cards that control the game to keep things in parity, so that everyone gets to do dumb stuff. You don't just accelerate one person into taking things over.
Right.
That's my primary deck. I have a few others that need some serious tweaking, but that's the big one. I designed a Brawl deck the other day to represent my native Dimir.
I did the same thing, and you will hopefully be able to read about those decks on Daily MTG soon.
Yeah.
Hopefully. I run a couple of different decks that are very near and dear to my heart. Selvala Heart of the Wilds is probably the one that I play the most when it comes to being able to do some semi-unfair things. When I play against Blake, I play Azorius. Azorius.
Yeah.
My favorite story that I tell all the time is when Blake tried to bait a counterspell out, and he got one, but it was Render Silent, and he got so mad at me that he played a spell that was like designed to bait the counterspell so he could do something else, and then it was Render Silent, and he couldn't cast any more spells that turn. Gotcha. He was very upset. I bring it up to him all the time. Let's see here. Well, even with Commander, there are other ways to play Magic as well, including Magic the Gathering Arena, and we are actually set up to do some of that right now if we want.
Want to dive in, use the second half to
why don't we
do that?
use the second half to do a quick draft, and maybe
I guess technically not a quick draft.
It's not. It's traditional draft. So this is my account. So I will go ahead and queue up, and because of Arena, it doesn't have timed picks, which is great.
Yeah.
Maybe chat can help us out and let us know what they're interested in. So I'll change the view so that it's.
Feel free to keep asking us questions too. Like a lot of this day is just us kind of hanging out with you guys, answering some questions.
Yeah, it's a nice little hangout stream. Drop in, drop out as you want, but could definitely use your help because my drafting skills are not what they used to be Nate. They're not what they used to be.
What do they used to be?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Glass of the Guild Pact. That's not the most exciting I've ever seen. I do like Sky Tether. I like Sky Tether all right.
Yeah.
TBS Gizmo, thank you for subscribing with Twitch Prime. Appreciate it.
Ooh.
Eyes Everywhere.
Boo.
Card's good.
Not that good.
Flames of the Razebore.
Yeah, that's a good card.
That's a good. Well, you run Gruul so often.
I get forced
so
into
often.
it.
You don't get forced into it. How do you get forced into playing Gruul?
Because the people around me aren't.
Oh
See, Steve, this is how you're supposed to draft. You pay attention to what the people to your right are passing you, and then what they're not taking, you take.
Right, but this is the first pick.
And no one else wants Gruul.
This is the first pick, though. We don't know that no one else wants
Well,
Gruul.
I'm just saying normally when I draft. Like it's not like I go in going, I love Gruul. Attacking is way less fun to me than not attacking.
Yeah.
But a lot of time, I've done a lot of attacking recently.
So for what it's worth, I know you. There are some questions in the chat about Magic the Gathering Arena. I don't have any answers for you. I do not work on the Arena team, and now neither does Nate. Actually.
Yeah, I haven't really actually publicly announced that yet.
Oh,
so.
do you want to?
Well, yeah, sure.
You
Yeah.
want
Well,
to?
I'm on the esports team now.
Yeah.
I actually moved over at the beginning of the year. I'm the player manager for the MPL. So I have still work with the Arena team really closely, but I've been about a month now. I've been working with the esports team, trying to make sure that we have a good year. So,
Yeah.
and again, there's a whole lot of stuff there that I don't know either. So you can ask me questions. I can't guarantee that I'll be able to answer them.
Yeah. So what do you think here, Nate? I see some people saying Glass if we want to try Spicy, Sky Tether or Flames if we want a safe pick. I also like Syndicate Messenger. I like that card a fair amount, but I think we could probably get another one. Also, we could just take the gate. We could just take the gate and see what we can do about going mono gates.
You could, but if you're just going to take the gate, you should take the Glass.
Yeah, I think probably it's Flames. I think Flames is probably the.
I mean, what do you want to play? Like,
this
is on your account.
So here's the thing: if it were me, I would probably take Eyes Everywhere.
Yeah.
Probably, I think the Scry is a lot more relevant than people give it credit for. But I think Flames is probably objectively the correct pick. So I think.
But I mean, like even for the Eyes Anywhere deck that you want to be, like if I were you, I would rather take Syndicate Messenger than Eyes Everywhere in the deck that you want to play.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I think I'm going to take Flames. There aren't any other like real red or green cards in this pack.
Yeah, what else is in here? Yeah, that's the best card.
There's some blue stuff that might wheel that we might be able to splash, but I think Flames is probably the correct pick here. So we're gonna take Flames. Let's see if we get rewarded. Ooh, Depose Deploy. That's good. Azorius Skyguard is nuts.
Yeah, cards are real.
Card's great.
Cold
Guildmage is good.
Ones too.
Yeah. I always love me a Gateway Plaza. I do love me a Gateway Plaza. So these are both reasonable picks, I think. Be careful.
I got 5 seconds.
That's true. I like Depose Deploy. I think it's Skyguard. I think Skyguard is just way far and away the best card in the pack. There are situations in which I first pick that card.
Card is V good. That card is also very good.
Card's very good. It's expensive though.
Yep.
Very expensive. I like Grasping Thrall. All right, Frenzied Erranx is nuts.
All right, time to draw. Okay, so all right. I think that I've seen a lot of red and green cards. All I'm going to say.
But Frenzied Erranx is so good.
Also a lot of black and white cards.
Yeah.
There's only 2 cards out of this pack, so
yeah, exactly.
What direction do you want to go? Like, would you rather lean into your Azorius? Like, would you feel happy with the Grasping Skull or the Frenzied Erranx?
I think I want the Erranx. I think.
I'm not mad at that.
I've played Erranx in a fair number of decks, and that card's just totally busted when you play it on curve. Even when you don't play it on curve, it's great. Yeah. There are a lot of red and green cards in this pack, but like I haven't been overly thrilled with Archway Angel. I haven't really Grasping Thrall is fine.
Yeah, Archway Angel, you can get that super late.
Yeah.
And it's not that great unless you've got unless you got like multiple gates in your deck.
I think given that we have Flames of the Razebore already, I think Erranx is a fine pick.
Sure. Yeah, like I said,
so,
either like Erranx or Frenzy or the Thrall are fine.
We're gonna go Erranx. We're gonna go Frenzied Erranx and see if we can get paid off. Ooh, Daggercaster, Sphinx's Insight is Biogenic Upgrade. Biogenic Upgrade though.
Yeah, that card seems real good.
Biogenic Upgrade though. This card is so good.
What else we got?
Daggercaster's great against the Afterlife deck. It just clears the board completely.
I mean, Oligarch is good. Showbringer is good.
Insight is fine. This pack's really good.
This pack is...
Oligarch's fine. Final Payment's fine. Sphinx's Insight is fine.
This pack is spicy.
Spicy. Chillbringer's great. Like, if we wanted to go back the Azorius Skyguard route, we could take Chillbringer.
I've never played Biogenic.
I've
never had that before.
I'm pretty sure it's just Biogenic.
Yeah, man, take it. Let's have some fun.
Uh-oh. Looks like we might be a little bit frozen here. We may have to back out. We're gonna let the thing load a little bit. We will go back to the draft, but it looks like things are a little bit frozen.
The wheel is gonna spin.
Oh no! I want that Biogenic. Okay, we got the Biogenic upgrade, but then
the game went away.
Then the game went away. We're gonna bring the game back, and we'll get right back into it. That is gonna be one big airing. So that's true. It's gonna be one. Cliff Chillbringer was a good pick, but I think Biogenic upgrade. Given that we're starting to lean a little bit more towards that.
You don't have to be set in what deck you're gonna actually be drafting towards until like pick 5 or 6. Like,
yeah.
We've got some wiggle room to figure this out. So and I'm much happier like just throwing away some picks in order to make the correct decision.
All right, so this pack is not nearly as fun. Thank you for your patience, everybody. Appreciate it. Sphinx of the Guild packs. I'm actually happy to have one of those. I think that card's good, especially when games tend to go a little bit long.
I'm like 90% sure if we want to go red-green, we should be taking that Gift of Strength.
Yeah.
Combat tricks, cheap combat tricks are how this deck's going to win.
Yep. I'm going to grab it. I think Gift of Strength is fine. Yeah. It pains me not to take a giant flyer that's playable in every deck, but this is tough. I think
Black-white
there's like nothing. Black-white's super open.
I mean... Do you want to move into black-white, or at least
if we do, we slam Senate Griffin, right, instead of Oligarch.
Probably, yeah. So I like Tin Street Dodger,
right?
But I like it is not as good as I think it is. Like it's got like
it's fine.
It's decent late game reaching against a lot of decks. We also have we can pick up sideboard cards. This is a traditional draft.
Sure, so we could pick up like a Sagittarius Volley.
But I'd rather spend this pick trying to figure out what we should actually be as far as colors go.
Right.
So.
We could also take the gate.
No, we should definitely make a move into a card that we might play in our deck. I
am always happy to play Senate Griffin, given that we have the Skyguard, given that I'm always happy to play Skies. Slimebind is also a card that I like. I don't know that it's appropriate here, but I think
it's either the Oligarch, the Griffin, or a Tin Street Dodge, or
I'm gonna take the Griffin. I think the Griffin is the best card in the pack right now.
That's fine, man. I'm not mad at that.
Regenesis, Twilight Panther, Active Treason, Spike Wheel, Territorial Boar is pretty good.
Boar's fine.
I'd be okay with Boar.
The question becomes do you want to move in on? Do you want to keep speccing into Orzhov, or do you want to stake our claim for Gruul? We're gonna have a good pack too if we go Gruul right now.
I think the safe pick is probably Territorial Boar here.
I'm not upset with that.
We're short on 2 drops as well, so let's see here. Sylvan Brushstrider, Simic Guildgate. I'm tempted to take the Simic Guildgate.
I'm perfectly fine taking the Guildgate.
I'm gonna take the Guildgate here. Yeah, I would like some access to blue if we can get it. Okay.
Footlight Fiend's not bad.
No, it's not. I'll take the Fiend. Gateway Plaza Wield. So did Orzhov Guildgate. I think I'm happy to spec on the Gateway Plaza here.
It's not a spec at this point. It's just the best card in the pack. Yeah. We're not gonna play. We're almost you could probably hide the Griffin and the Skyguard. I don't think we're playing this.
Probably, unless we open something ridiculous in pack 2.
Yeah.
Steeple. None of these are great. Maybe the Locket.
Burn
Bright's fine. We're probably not gonna play it.
No.
Brushstrider or Stony Strength? Stony Strength, right? Brushstrider at 3. We need the creature, right?
I don't think we need the Stony Strength yet.
Caretaker?
No, Deface, I think, probably.
Really?
Yeah, just put it in the sideboard.
Cool. Tin Street came back, so we can grab it now. Because we're not taking Root Snare, right?
Yeah, no, that's correct.
Yeah. And Spike Wheel. Oh, cool. In all colors. Nice. Simic Ascendancy. Okay. Rhythm of the Wild is the card that we want, I'm pretty sure.
I mean, there's also a Savage Smash.
But Rhythm of the Wild.
All right.
Rhythm of the Wild, though.
So Rhythm of the Wild is either unbelievably good or useless.
Savage Smash is always good as long as you have a creature on the board.
Yeah,
but But this is really
this
tough.
Hard, man.
All right, chat, we need your help.
Yeah.
Okay, so someone said snap rhythm, but get it? Yeah, snapping rhythm.
Syncopated or
Savage Smash is gross. That's true. Rhythm is absurd. Yeah, people are
right,
vacillating between Smash and Rhythm.
That's fine.
I think it's Rhythm of the Wild. I think we want Rhythm of the Wild.
I've taken Rhythm pretty much every time in this spot.
Yeah,
but
that's
it's a reasonable exercise.
Okay, what do we got now?
What is Cavalcade of Calamity? I don't know what that card does.
It's whenever a creature you control with power 1 or less attacks, it deals 1 damage. So it's good for the Goblin Gathering deck. Smeltwart Ignis is fine. I've had some sick plays with that. I like Solana Wayfinder a lot.
That's the get a creature.
Yeah, get a creature or a land and put it on top.
All right. Freeze again?
I think so. Let's see. Yep.
Oh no! What happened?
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh come on!
No.
Oh
yeah.
Can we switch back to the camp? We're gonna. Okay. Okay. We did it. We did it.
We found it. We broke it.
We took. What did we take? We took Solana Wayfinder. Okay, that's fine.
That's fine.
That's fine. That's what I wanted.
All right. Territorial Boar.
Mammoth Spider. Mammoth Spider's not bad. Gates Ablaze, maybe.
I don't like that card. It's been very good against me, but I don't like that card in a deck where we've got like a bunch of 1 and 2 drops.
Fair enough. I think it's probably just Territorial Boar in that case. Maybe Active Treason for the board.
It's not for the board. Like, Active Treason is in the main deck.
Remember when you played Active Treason against me on a Gateway Colossus and it just felt so bad for me?
Yeah, let's take the Territorial Boar and then start looking for more cards like the Spike Wheel Enthusiast.
Oh, Combine Guild. Starform Hybrid.
Yeah, the Hybrid.
Starform Hybrid. I
cannot
believe this got this far. This card is so good.
Really good.
It's extremely good. There's Wrecking Beast. Wrecking Beast pretty good.
I like Burning Tree Vandal.
Oh yeah, this card's great.
The card is good. I like having one of those in my deck.
Yeah, I like it. Rubble Belt Runner or a Gruul Guild Gate.
Oh man.
Runner.
Run
the Rubbles.
Okay.
Wrecking Beast or Territorial Boar.
All right, so
we could take the Guild Gate.
All right, so I think we take the Territorial Boar, and then we're done for 2 drops basically.
Yeah, we
start looking for cards that can actually
more Wrecking
trigger
Beast.
it.
Yeah. Wilderness Reclamation.
Wilderness, definitely not Wilderness.
No, I don't think
we
don't have anything to do with it.
That is a Simic card. That is not a Gruul card.
Do we take the Spider or the Guild Gate here?
That's a tough call. I'd probably take the Spider.
Yeah, we're pretty soft
This
to
deck
flyers
loses to
right
flyers
now.
a lot when you don't have that, or like the 2/3 with reach.
Right. Oh, and Rage Ceratok came back.
That card's great.
Yeah, we're slamming
absolutely
this.
Taking that card.
Yeah. How did a Rage Ceratok come back?
Don't ask questions.
Storm
Strike.
Storm Strike?
Yeah, card's real good.
Yeah. This is coming together. Do we take a second Mammoth Spider or do we take Active Treason?
First Active Treason.
Okay. First Active Treason.
Pick a locket. We don't have Rakdos covered yet.
Okay.
Never know.
Just in case. We might need to. Gruul Guild Gate.
Yeah.
Great. Gruul Guild, great. Stony Strength over the Axebane Beast?
Gift of Strength, Storm Strike.
We only have 2 tricks as far as I know.
Yeah, go ahead and take Stony Strength.
Yeah. The Axebane Beast doesn't trigger our boars anyway. Wow. Last pick Wrecking Beast.
I mean, it's not. It costs 1 million mana.
Oh, gosh. Oh, never mind.
There we go.
Second Frenzied Erranks. I would love to be able to slash this.
It's another Gate Man?
No, it's +1/+1 counters.
Yeah.
I think we want Erranks.
Yep, I agree.
It's just far and away better. Okay. Light up the stage. Boom. And I don't think there's a better card in here. Maybe Gate Colossus?
I mean, maybe Storm Strike. I really like Storm Strike.
How many gates? How many gates do we have right now?
I got in trouble before for my love of 1 mana +1/+0 for a strike and
yeah.
before.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, like, if I got in trouble, I mean, won the draft.
But Gate Colossus is so good. Light up the stage is awesome too.
Let's light, man. Light it up.
I think we want to light it up here. We're taking it, chat. We're taking it.
Yeah, no problem with that.
Savage Smash. There's a Savage Smash in this
pack. Yeah. Hello.
Wow.
Sorry, I was starting at the top.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Should have started at the bottom. Then we would be here.
There's a Gift of Strength. This pack is not great for us.
We got any sideboardies? What's Carnival Carnage?
It's 1 damage to target creature, planeswalker, or 3 damage. It's blighting. We don't have any removal, but we do have smash. Oh yeah, we're on a delay. I forgot.
Yeah.
Do we take the guild gate here?
For what?
We
have no gate synergy at all.
Yeah.
Like
Gift,
if we're
second
gonna
gift
take
of
anything,
strength.
you take gift of strength number 2 if you take anything.
Yeah, I think that's right.
We already got a deface for the board too.
Clamor Shaman.
What's that do? What it do?
Whenever it attacks, targeted creature an opponent controls can't block.
Interesting.
It is interesting.
All right.
I think that might be the best card for us in this pack, though.
Are we gonna play that card? I've never played.
Possibly.
I've never played it before. It seems like it's a real small body for that effect. So
yeah, I mean, well, it becomes a 2/2, right? And plus, we have the
whatever.
Stony Strength, we have the Gift of Strengths, we have
That's fair.
we have the First Strike tricks. Like,
yeah, it might be right. Like the only other card I would consider is Sagittarius Volley for the sideboard.
Didn't we take one of those already? Did we not?
I don't think so.
Oh, we didn't.
But that's fine. Like we're attacking. I'm fine with attacking.
Okay. I'll take Clamor Shaman. Gatebreaker Ram.
Okay, cool. I trust you. I trust you that it's amazing. I was just curious. So.
Okay, so we don't have a ton of gate synergy, but like Gatebreaker Ram might be the best card in this pack for us.
How many gates? I mean,
We've got 3 gates.
It is the best card in the pack.
We've got 3 gates.
Oh, hold on. I like that.
Gravelhide?
Yeah, he's not bad. No, he's not. I don't think he's as good as Gatebreaker Ram.
I think Gatebreaker is better.
Yeah, Gatebreaker's gonna be better. So how many 3-drops do we have?
We've got
2.
1
3,
Rubble Belt,
4.
one Brush Strider, 1 Clamor Shaman.
Take that Gatebreaker Ram.
Yeah, we may not play it, but
We have
oh.
some. Oh, sick. Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. Hello, friend.
Hello, friend. 100%. Yes, please. No.
Take a Stony Strength to the sideboard.
Yeah. What else we got? Rumbling Rune came back. Rubble Slinger is here. Excuse me.
I would rather have the Rebel Slinger.
Yeah, me too.
Than Ruin.
I agree. The reach is extremely relevant. All right. No more gates. I'm not seeing any gates anymore.
I mean, who sees gates this late?
Stony Strength for the board.
Man, we could have had so many goblin gators.
Yeah.
No, just take the
Locket?
humongulous.
What?
Get out of here.
Why?
I don't know. I don't want any of those other cards. Like we're not gonna side any of those cards in.
Fine.
Actively doesn't matter at this point.
4th Territorial Bore.
Mize. I mean, we picked up a bunch of 4-power creatures since the beginning. Deface number 2
for the board. Tower defense.
Yeah, tower defense. Legit answer. Yeah.
Yeah. Open the gates is fine, right? Guarantees a land drop. I don't like.
I mean, we're not gonna play it. Like I don't.
We're
I don't
playing
see a world
neither
where
of these
yeah.
cards,
Sure.
and we're definitely not playing the creature. We have enough creatures,
Yeah,
so
whatever.
open the
Yeah,
gates.
fine.
And Simic Locket. All right, so we didn't get as many gates as I would have liked. Ooh, Vault Progress.
What do you got there? Congratulations.
nice.
Congratulations. We
Lovely.
have 13 minutes. I don't think that's enough time to actually play a match with this deck.
It is not, unfortunately.
Let's build it real
Let's
fast,
build it.
though.
I think we can build
switch
it
To the,
at
switch to
least.
the better view
Okay.
mode.
So we don't need the Simic Guild Gate, or do we because of Gatebreaker
We do. We
Ram?
absolutely do.
Okay, so we need it because of
Yeah,
Gatebreaker Ram.
it's just a forest in this deck.
Yeah. Force that comes into play tapped.
Yeah.
We don't need this, right?
No, it's definitely not good enough for the main deck. How many creatures do we have? Is this 16?
Where do I see that?
Click on the stats.
Ah, yes. Thank you.
21 creatures.
21.
Let's cut some creatures.
Yeah, I think we're gonna. We could probably cut
Start
a
with the
territorial
3-drops.
boar.
Yeah, hold on.
Oh well, maybe not.
No, we can cut.
I think we can cut a territorial boar.
Yeah, start with the territorial war.
Yeah.
Cut the brush strider. Cut the rubble slinger. We'll bring that out of the sideboard.
Yeah.
Um,
So we're
1,
19
2,
creatures
3,
right now.
4. Cut the spike wheel acrobat. We've got better 4-power creatures.
Oh yeah. These are both
Um,
wonderful. We're keeping these.
Yeah.
We're keeping Mammoth Spider.
Cut the footlight fiend.
Yeah, that's probably right.
Huh.
Chat, what do you think? We've got.
All right, we need to cut non-creature stuff now.
Yeah.
So what do we have in the deck?
So we need 3 cuts. Looks like.
Okay. So
We don't have that
we can
much
cut
non-creature
1,
stuff.
2, 3, 4. All right, we can cut the weakest of our combat tricks. So probably Stony Strength.
I'd agree.
Well, we don't have very much removal, and that card.
The card can be a good.
I like the other. I like the other stuff better.
Yeah.
Let's see. This is a tough one.
Yeah, we need 2 more cuts, so...
It can't be any more creatures. Like,
No,
with the Wither of the Wild, we've got to...
Yeah, light up the
We had
stage
to have
needs to
16
stay, I think.
cards.
We got to be careful about when we play it, but
Smash can't go.
Rhythm needs to stay. Active
Do
Treason.
we cut the 10th Street Dodger?
I think we do. I don't know what it's going to be able to do here. We don't have really... I mean, like, unless we throw Biogenic Upgrade on it.
No, I mean, like what it does is it finishes the game. Like, if we get them down to a low number, like, that card attacks and their opponents can't block it. Because, like, no one runs Defenders.
Right.
It's just... We got to get rid of something.
I think all of our 2-drops are great. Right? Like, board just gets turned on 3 sometimes.
Yeah.
Depending.
Do we cut... No, we don't cut that either. Jeez. Like, do we cut Wrecking Beast? Because we just don't want to play 7-drop?
I think we do. And then we play 6s.
Yeah.
These are going to be... like, this is going to actually be active most of the time.
This is gross.
We need 1 cut.
We cut Gift of Strength? Like one
do we want to cut Treason here? Like, and bring it in from the board?
I don't know, man. Like, that card just ends games a lot of times. Like, I almost always want to play the first one.
Cut
I almost never want to play the second one, but...
Cut 1 trick, cut a Gift of Strength.
Yeah, probably.
Because I think we want to keep the Storm Strike for the first strike, right?
Like, what's the Light of the Stage do again? Like, I know the card's really good.
You exile the top 2 cards of your library, and until your next turn, you can play those cards. So it's essentially draw 2 cards.
Okay.
Yeah.
Crap.
This is
what do we
40.
cut? What's the last card?
This is 40. This is it. I think.
You've never seen anyone
15
use...
plus 8. 15 plus 8.
Oh, that is it.
Yeah,
okay.
we're good.
Oh, okay, we got there.
Yeah.
Never mind.
So this is what we'll do. This is actually a good deck. I'd be happy to play this deck. I mean, I will be happy to play this deck because it's my account.
Good luck. You'll have to let me know.
I will.
So, Steve, Japu says they've never seen anyone use an active treason well. Would you like to tell a story about someone who used an active treason incredibly well?
Nate, if we want to cut back to the so Nate and I played in a draft here at the office, Ravnica Allegiance. Not last week, but the week before, I think, a couple weeks ago. And I thought I had stabilized. I was at like, I want to say 10 or 11 life, some like decently healthy life total, something like that.
I think it was like high single digits, but it's right around there.
It was like around half life, right? And
I had a Rhythm of the Wild out. I was playing Gruul.
Yeah,
and I was doing work.
It was doing a lot of work, but I managed to untap and play a Gate Colossus. And I'm like, okay, I'm fine. I can block any of his things. I'll still be able to survive and hopefully be able to chuck him down from there. Nate untaps and slams Active Treason, and I'm just dead. It was extremely demoralizing.
As Richard Garfield intended.
Yeah, of course, of course. We have a little bit of time left, not too much. If you guys have any more questions, anything you'd like to ask me or Nate before we wrap up for the day, let us know. But otherwise, we'll just hang out for a couple of seconds while we wait for the questions to roll in.
We're gonna start up a game soon of Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica.
Oh, cool.
Get a D&D session going. There's like Trick and I've been talking about this. We've got a bunch of people internally who are interested in starting up a session that are either already in one or want to do a second one or haven't met in one yet.
Yeah.
And so I'll make sure that we ping you when that happens.
I'd love to. You know, it'd be great to at least sit in for a couple of maybe NPC. I know that's a thing that you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If nothing else, like. It can be. We can pick a long, like a long cycle. Because like I play weekly right now, but there's no way that I'm ever going to get you for a weekly commitment.
Oh, there's no way.
So we could do like once every like extended period of time. We just get together and play for a long stretch of time during the course of a day, like either at your house to make it easier for kids or something like that. So
that'd be really fun.
Yeah.
The other thing that we needed. So one of the reasons that Nate and I are such good friends is we tend to go out and do karaoke together. Every once again, we haven't done that in a while, so we need to get that done.
I've been dying of the plague for the last week.
I
or so,
know,
so,
and that combined with snowpocalypse, I don't know if you guys know, but here in Seattle and the Pacific Northwest generally, we're getting a lot of snow, which this region is woefully underprepared for.
All right, like so I'm from the Midwest, like I'm from
As
Indiana.
am I.
I'm from Indiana.
I'm from Illinois.
Yeah, and so like everyone, like the very first year that it snowed out here, everyone's like, "You're not gonna be able to go into the work." I'm like, "What are you guys talking? There are 3 inches of snow, like." 3 inches of snow wasn't enough to get me to put on a coat. Like, this is insane. And then, like, the very first time I went out, and got on the roads, and, like, I'm used to going out, and there's just salt everywhere, and they've had the trucks going since 4 in the morning because there's just an infrastructure to support it because it snows so much.
Right,
in
the
Midwest.
roads are always clear.
Yeah.
like you'll see piles of snow shoved up against the side. Yeah,
but like it snows so infrequently in the Pacific Northwest that like the municipalities here just don't need to keep all the resources around because there's just not a use for them.
and when it happens, it just takes longer for it to clear up.
And man, did I go on a slide down a road? I'm like, I have made a huge mistake.
I'm very glad that you are. I'm very glad that you are safe.
Well, there was no one else on the road because no one else is an idiot. Like, it worked really well.
Here's a question. Has anyone asked about Mobile, Alabama? Do you know about Mobile, Alabama?
Is that a thing?
Like
I know it's a city.
The city, Mobile, Alabama.
I'm aware of it.
No, here's the question. See.
Anyone asked about Mobile?
Yeah.
No one has asked about them.
No, that's a new question. I don't. That's weird.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, you know what? I'll check with our WPN rep.
Yeah, we'll have to
look
into that.
Some information.
Yeah,
about
Mobile, Alabama.
Yeah.
Crazy. I didn't know that there was such interest in that town.
Yeah,
it's really interesting.
Up and coming from what I've been told.
It really is.
On the one of the search engine lists.
Yeah, totally. Well,
trending on Twitter.
My guess is that we're getting pretty close to time. I'm sure everybody that's joined us today is really interested in seeing what Kenji is up to. I certainly am. I'm always interested to see what kind of cool brews that guy's playing, or what kind of drafting ridiculousness he's up to.
Yeah, he's a better drafter than I am, which I like. Man, do I hate admitting that for anybody, but like I will give my props to Kenji. Like the man knows what he's doing.
Yeah, if you want to see an entertaining streamer, I'd recommend sticking around for Kenji, Numat the Nomi.
Definitely don't stick around for us.
No, don't stick around for us. We won't be here. And
the only ones we entertain is ourselves.
That's very true. We hope that you were entertained by us talking about a lot of the different games we have here. If you're interested in Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica, be sure to head to your local game store, your WPN store. You can, I believe, put in an order for Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica if they don't currently have it in stock.
You could also get it digitally on dndbeyond.com, which is where I do most of my shopping also, and between there and the local store.
Well, and on top of that, if you want to play more Magic the Gathering Arena, it is in open beta right now, free to download. Yes. Anybody can get started with an account. And additionally, if you just like good old-fashioned paper Magic, Ravnica Allegiance also available right now wherever Magic products are sold.
So stick around, hang out with Kenji. Feel free to check out the hundreds of other streamers we've got streaming right now.
And we will look into that Mobile, Alabama question.
Yeah.
Not sure about that.
No, but
weird.
We'll do some digging, and we'll make sure that Blake has at least 15 minutes of next week's show carved out specifically
for Mobile, Alabama. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, everybody.